Hello everybody, this is a rant on one subject that basically leads into another. I was watching this video on the Ultimate Warrior and really looking back at how he was, because he's a character that to be honest with you, I never really liked his character. Never was really into it. I wasn't really watching wrestling when he was in his heyday, things like that, WrestleMania 6, stuff like that. So I decided to take a look back and see who the man actually was behind all the face paint, and I heard so many bad things about him too, so I had to actually check it out and see if any of these rumors were true. I looked at a couple shoot interviews, or one particular with him and himself, talking about himself. Most people don't like shoot interviews because they say they're half truths, half lies. I like shoot interviews from a third-person standpoint. You're on the outside of looking in onto a story, and you can take your own view onto it, combine different ideas to what you think is the truth by looking at both of the stories. What I really got from it was that a person posted this comment on there saying that he doesn't get why WWE fans usually hate anyone who steps out of the business, who doesn't cling to their wrestling career. This kind of aggravated me in a lot of ways, because and he mentioned he was grateful for the Warrior for not doing that. The Warrior just tried to make his return and to basically collect the money off of that. That's what I thought it was from the beginning, to come back so late in order to do that. To say he's not clinging to his career is false in any other way. But anyway, from that, it really led me to think why WWE doesn't really trust some of these younger superstars, people that really do need this chance to shine. So I was thinking, taking a look at some of these other people who they said they had problems with. They said Shelton Benjamin was actually lazy. When he was getting his push, he wouldn't put the full effort needed to actually pull the storyline through. The recent release of Paul London, he didn't exactly do what he was told. He was supposed to cut a serious promo, or he actually in return cut a comedy promo instead on a serious subject, which they didn't really approve of. So he was never really doing what he was told, and never going to get that push for those specific reasons. Now I could see some people, and I can't see why some people aren't getting this push, because I guess it just hasn't come out yet. But you have people like a Bobby Lashley and a Brock Lesnar who absolutely just left for their own will, because they were never actually into the wrestling business, just as the Warrior was never into it. But then you have some of these people that have grown up in the business. I guess that's why they trust second generation, third generation superstars, is because they were born into this business. To look out to an outsider who's never been in the business and to guess if they would do a good job is probably tough, I could say that. But to not give them a fair chance they actually need, I can't actually agree with that. Like you have CM Punk, who I thought was going to get a decent push around this time. Good stuff that would actually elevate him to that main event level. That world title run was not his grand stage. It was none of that. He was just like an interim champ, stuff like that. Now, to me, this storyline could have propelled him so much farther than what they're actually doing with him. They actually cut his feud short with Randy Orton, so they can build a Batista-Randy Orton feud, which in my opinion should be saved for WrestleMania. That's something they could have done with Batista, instead of a John Cena-Batista match, something to do with two different superstars, something that would garner a lot of attention. Now, to be honest, he lost the title to Randy Orton, so if he gets really this far and he never goes into the effect with Randy Orton, that whole storyline has to basically be dropped, and you have to start from scratch, because it wouldn't even make sense. So if he is to attack someone and they don't attack for 7 months or so, yeah, that has to be dropped automatically. It doesn't even compare to what you're supposed to be doing at that time. You have Kofi Kingston, who I thought would be making a push towards the mid-card talent. is actually becoming more of a jobber. I'm seeing him lose several times, though he is half of the tag team champions. Though that he's only half of the tag team champions because of CM Punk. I think they could be a good tag team, that they couldn't work very good together. The styles would flow very well. They're just not getting that push they deserve. Instead, they're pushing Rhodes, more or less DiBiase, to get this push, and they're saying that he should be in the main event level probably by next year. They don't know if he'll be main eventing WrestleMania this year, or they know that he won't be. Next year, he'll probably get a possible run at it. To me, they're not doing such a good job, because as a stable, what they should be doing is propelling the group as a whole and trying to keep them at an even pace level. Right now, they're not. None is more equal than the other. You can see who is the definite leader. None of them really compared to most of the other wrestlers that are out there. They haven't really got that much attention to. Now, and from that, what they're supposed to do is build upon the rest of it, as they did Evolution. If you notice, Evolution, the whole thing was very, very well crafted. You had four superstars: Batista, Ric Flair, Triple H, and Randy Orton. I forgot if I said a couple too over, but you basically get it. There was supposed to be the look back to the past, which was Ric Flair, the look back into, or the present, which is Triple H, and the future being Randy Orton and Batista. The way they did it was Randy Orton was kicked out of the group, so that started an automatic feud with Randy Orton and Evolution, which absolutely made sense. And him getting the victories and also a world championship at the time was a very, very good thing. He did lose to Triple H. I don't know where that came from, but it made a little bit of sense. And then to have Batista go over Triple H so many times really stated that Batista was the true future out of the two. It brought more depth to both of their characters through that stable. You have Cody Rhodes and DiBiase Manu, who does not even have a stable name. They're just three people hanging together, as if they were any other. They need that sort of growth within their characters, which they're not actually getting. And there's going to be a part 2 to this, so I'll just end it for now, and see you then. Later.